friends, it's Janet and I'm here with my friend Victoria, and we want to offer you a free yoga class, a power yoga class. And the reason we're doing this right now is because we are in the middle of the coronavirus and we've had to cancel, as most studios have, all public classes. So it is our hope that you will practice with us at home by watching this video. So we're going to do about a 1-hour class, and I will be touching Victoria, but please know, I know there's a hands-off going on, but Victoria and I, she's like my yoga daughter. We see each other every single day. I mean, we're connected already, so just like you would be with your family members, you'll see me providing some adjustments and touch with Victoria. All right, Victoria, so let's get started in Child's Pose. And to come to Child's Pose, please come down to your hands and your knees on your yoga mat. Then open your knees wide to the outer edges of your yoga mat. Bring your big toes together to touch. Press your hips back towards your heels and begin to stretch your arms forward in front of you. From there, soften your forearms and your forehead to your yoga mat. You might close your eyes here and begin to bring your awareness inside. Notice what you feel in your body. And if you feel uncomfortable, it's okay to adjust, to shift, or to move in a way that feels more relaxing in your body. We'll be in this position for 5 minutes. Feel free to move out of it early if you need to, or stay with it if you can. Some of the benefits of doing Child's Pose are that you get a nice stretch for the legs. You can feel it in the top of your legs and in your knees, and your feet are pointed so the tops of your feet are getting a good stretch. You can tell by Victoria's alignment that the spine is lengthening. And she is reaching forward, so she's getting a bit of a heart opener, a little bit of a back bend. In Child's Pose, I want to be sure that I ask permission to give physical adjustments and assist. So if you would prefer to opt out of any physical touch, please let me know by simply lifting one of your hands into the air, and I'll know to pause rather than adjust and use my voice, my dialogue to help you in your practice. Thank you. In our practice, we'll be using a breathing technique. It's called Ujjayi Pranayama, or Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi breath is done by sealing your lips and breathing in and out of your nose. It sounds like a whisper at the back of your throat, a little bit like Darth Vader or the ocean waves. And in this way, this breath is soothing to your mind and calming to your nervous system. I'd like you to take your breath as deep as you can. Please stretch it out. Balance it out. The length of your inhale is equal to the length of your exhalation. It's continuous. As soon as you reach the top of your inhale, you begin to breathe out. As soon as you reach the bottom of your exhale, the breath flows in. Just like that throughout the entire practice, like the thread that sews the practice together. And it's key. It's the most important part, really. If you find you're struggling to breathe, then it would be appropriate maybe to just pause, to stop whatever it is you're doing, whatever pose we're in, and reconnect to your breath. You can always come back to resting in Child's Pose like you are right now if you feel a need to reconnect with the breath, or you feel overwhelmed or distracted and you just wish to take a break. Consider this posture, Balasana, Child's Pose, your home base, your place to return to. Feel your breath in your body, like music, the music to guide your practice. As you pause, I'll give a gentle adjustment into the place that can sometimes be tight and uncomfortable, where you really benefit from doing this pose, and that's this area of the lower back, the sacroiliac joint. So you feel a nice, easy stretch there. With your next breath in, rise up to tabletop. Come onto your hands and knees. Draw your knees in a little, separate your feet just a little bit. Breathe in, curl your toes under, and exhale to downward facing dog. We will be in downward facing dog for 2 minutes. If it becomes too strenuous for your body, you can come back down to tabletop and pause. We exhale to downward facing dog because movement into this posture can be strenuous for the lower back. So in this way, we're supporting the spine by exhaling into the pose, at the bottom of each exhale with your giant breathing, you really feel that extra stretch or strength of pulling your belly in nice and tight. In downward facing dog, your body looks like an inverted letter V. Perfectly done, Victoria. Your fingers are spread wide like starfish on the beach, and you press firmly through your thumb and first finger to take strain out of the wrist. The middle finger aligns parallel with, not touching, but parallel to the outer edges of your mat. You can look forward and see if it looks that way to you. It looks good. Your hands are shoulder width apart. Now look back at your feet, and they are also about shoulder width apart or hip distance apart. And that alignment looks good to me. You can move your down dog by pedaling out your legs. That might feel good. Pressing the straight leg heel down. Awesome. Some people are very flexible in downward facing dog, like Victoria is. So one adjustment nicely made that you can do is to rotate the eyes of the elbow, that's the elbow crease, toward each other, and feel a little added space in your shoulder joint area, right up in there. Let your head hang heavy, and notice how your heels will melt closer to the mat. Really good. You've got just a little longer here. Check in with your breath. Some of the benefits of being in downward facing dog are the extra stretch you get in the back of your legs. You get strength in the upper body, really building some upper body strength in downward facing dog. You're also in an inversion, your head is below your heart, which creates more blood flow to the brain, and that's also beneficial for your body, for your health. With your next breath in, look forward to your palms, and as you exhale, slowly walk to ragdoll forward fold. In ragdoll forward fold, your feet stay apart hip distance or more. You're welcome to keep your fingers on the mat or hold on to your opposite elbows and then sway gently side to side. If you're tight in the back, low back region, or even in your hamstring region, the back of your legs, you can bend your knees a little or a lot, and that'll take some of the strain out of the back and give you a little bit of room to stretch. Some people get a little bit dizzy in this position, and it's okay to roll up early if need be, or if you could stay with this, we usually hold out here the first one for 1 to 2 minutes. This posture also is an inversion. The head is below the heart, and the weight of the head pulls on the spine, so one of the benefits is that we create a little extra length along the spinal column. Between each vertebra, that cushy tissue gets a little bit of stretch, a little bit more space. Release your fingertips to the mat and toe heel your feet together to touch. Soften your knees and round up slowly one vertebra at a time. Your chin lifts off the chest at the very last moment. Once you're there, circle your arms over your head, bring your palms to connect above you, and as you exhale, slide your hands down to your heart space. Gaze softly down over your fingertips or close your eyes. This posture is called Samastitihi, which means standing at attention or equal standing pose. In this posture, we set an intention for the practice. For our practice today, I'd like to set the intention to cultivate peace. In this time in our country, there's a lot of anxiety and a lot of fear. And as yoga practitioners, internally, when we cultivate peace, then externally, that's the energy we share with the people we love, with the people we come into contact with, even via technology or video. If you feel a different intention needed for yourself and your body, your life today, feel free to breathe that in. And as you breathe out, blink your eyes open and release your palms down to your sides. Inhale to Tadasana Mountain, circle your arms overhead. Turn your palms toward each other and relax through the shoulders. Let's build this posture from the ground up, beginning with your feet. Feel the weight distribution on the bottoms of your feet, on the outer edges and inner arches, pretty well evened out. Maybe you shift forward and back a little bit just to kind of feel how that feels in your feet. Come to stillness and then lift your 10 toes up, spread them out wide, and softly lay them down. Feel the strength building through your legs. And maybe just check in with abdominal strength and pelvic tilt by drawing your tail under slightly, belly in slightly. Where it feels natural, not too much work, where you can be comfortable. From there, moving up the body, there's length between the hips and the rib cage. And as you stretch your arms up toward the ceiling, soften your shoulders down from your ears. Perfect. Your gaze is directly forward. The Sanskrit word for mountain is Tadasana, and I always remember that because it feels like, ta-da, I have arrived. Bring your hands to touch over your head, and as you exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana in Sanskrit. As you fold forward, the feet are together now, different than ragdoll in that way, so it can intensify the stretch. It's okay to modify by softening the knees or even separating the feet as needed. With your next inhale, lift flat back just halfway. Glide your fingertips maybe up to the shins, knees, or thighs. Awesome. You feel a long line of energy from your tailbone out the crown of your head. Your gaze is slightly forward at the floor in front of you. Draw your shoulder blades together and shoulders down away from your ears. One other thing you might do is shift your body weight slightly forward toward the balls of your feet. There you go, getting a little more stretch in the back of your legs. Excellent. As you exhale, forward fold, plant your palms, and step back to high plank. We're building Sun Salutation A, Surya Namaskar A. So in the first round, I'd like you to modify your yoga push-up by coming down to your knees. When coming to the knees, you want to tuck the pelvis under, pull the belly in, keep your chin lifted, breathe in, shift forward, and breathe out, lower all the way down to your tummy. This is called a yoga push-up or Chaturanga Dandasan. As you inhale, come to a low cobra, lift your head up, heart up, and maybe even your hands up for this one as you hold. Press the tops of your feet firmly into the mat. The kneecaps might even lift with this extra leg strength. And you're growing long through the crown of your head, so strong. Nicely done. Plant your palms and push up and back to downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in, look to the top of your mat, and exhale to step to forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to mountain Tadasana, standing up tall. That was round 1 of Sun Salutation A. Round 2 will flow 1 breath to 1 movement. So breathe in to feel tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. This can be tricky. You can take it as slow as you like or come to the knees as needed. Inhale to cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Another option, we'll be here for 3 breaths. Another option when you flow is to skip the push-up altogether. If you're feeling getting tired or really struggling with that movement, you can just skip it and weight it down dog. Keep your breath flowing. Breathe and look to the top of the mat, and exhale, step to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain, come all the way up. 3rd set flowing, 1 breath to 1 movement. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale to cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Nicely done. We're here for 3 breaths. Let's breathe them together. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in deeply. Exhale completely. Take a deep breath in, look to the top of the mat, and as you breathe out, step to forward fold. Feet together touching, please. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Moving on to Sun B. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, fierce pose or powerful posture. As she sits deep and reaches high, we sometimes call this posture thunderbolt, which you can see by the shape of her body. But the true translation of Utkatasana from chair pose, or in English, from Sanskrit to English, is actually fierce pose or powerful pose. Because the longer I leave her here, the stronger she's going to feel, or the more she's going to feel the strength in the pose. A couple of adjustments I like to mention is for you to look down and see if you see your knees. And if you don't see your knees, back your tush up just a little. Awesome. Pull your belly in, dive your tail down, and look directly forward. Feeling fierce? Feeling strong? Here we go. Exhale, forward fold. Hands through heart center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. This time lower just halfway down. Elbows squeeze the ribs. Inhale to upward facing dog. I won't leave you here too long. In up dog, your knees and thighs are off the mat. Your strong straight arms are working. You can feel the power by rolling your shoulders down and back. Beautiful. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale to low lunge. Step your right foot between your thumbs. Inhale, rise to warrior two. So as you rise up to warrior two, let's build this posture from the ground up. Your right toes point forward. Your back left foot is perpendicular to the front foot. The heel of the front foot dissects the arch of the back foot. Looks good. Your front right knee is aligned directly over your right ankle, and the back left leg is strong and straight. Looking good and feeling strong. Feel your breath in your body. Breathe in. Exhale to extended side angle. As you lean forward and tilt, your arms could reach at 6 and 12 o'clock. You could modify by placing your right elbow on your right thigh. Keep your left hand reaching high. Beautiful. The lower body stays exactly the same as it did in warrior two. Looking good, feeling strong. Feel your breath flow. With your next inhale, reverse warrior. As you reach up and back, your left hand glides down the back, left leg, and the right hand reaches high. You want to maintain the lunge in the front right knee. You feel the strength in the posture as you just hold the leg there and stretch up through the body. Awesome. Breathe in. Exhale your hands to the mat and step back high to low plank. Breathe into upward facing dog and breathe out to downward facing dog. Second side. Inhale, reach your left leg high. Exhale, step it through to low lunge. Inhale, rise to warrior two. As you cartwheel your arms up, the arms reach out parallel to the earth. You relax the shoulders and your gaze is directly over your left fingertips. Your lower body, we recall, we covered that on side one, so maybe check in, notice what you feel. Looking good, looking strong. Feel your breath flow. Breathe in. Exhale, extended side angle. Try to match what you did on side one. If it was finger to finger extension, do that. If you rested your elbow on your thigh, do that as well, or kind of forearm area. In this posture, we're feeling extended through the body. Definitely the upper side, this side here is the right. But make sure you're lifted in the lower left side as well. As you look up to your right palm, you really feel the extra power, the extra focus of this posture. Looking good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, reverse warrior, back hand down the back thigh. Reach your right arm high. Left arm high, excuse me. Check in with the front knee. Let's give you that same adjustment. You're feeling that long line of energy through the side of your body, reaching up and back. So good. Be stable. We got this. Gaze is up to the left hand. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel both hands back down to the mat and step back high to low plank. Breathe into upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Breathe out to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana in Sanskrit. Breathe in, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, step or hop to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. From here, we'll flow one breath to one movement. Feel your breath flow in. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Urdhva. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasan. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Beautiful. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, release, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasan. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Side two, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, release, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasan. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Round three, no chair. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Breathe in, reverse warrior. Breathe out, release your hands to the mat, step back high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasan. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale, extended side angle Utthita, Parshvottanasana. Inhale, reverse warrior, Pavarita, Virabhadrasana. Exhale, release your hands to the mat, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe in, look to the top of your mat. Exhale, step through, have a seat, grab some water, towel off. You're looking so strong. How do you feel?
Feeling good.
Good. Woo, we're working it. Now, Victoria, you're so strong, and I know you love those one-legged chaturangas. For some of those people at home, if you want to do those one-legged chaturangas, it's called Eka Pada Chaturanga. You can do that. And it's kind of fun to watch, and she's very strong and very beautiful yogi. So be sure you're taking care of yourself. Modify onto the knees for your yoga push-ups, or skip them altogether because it's power yoga, and there are a lot of them. All right, so let's get to core strengthening. We're going to come to lying on your back. So slowly make your way to your back. Now once you're there, let's take a full body stretch. Reach your arms overhead and stretch your toes out. Just feeling the stretch in your body, really lengthening, stretching. I'm going to give you a little extra stretch. Yeah. From there, hug your knees into your chest. Moving into Supta Baddha Konasana crunches, you place your feet on the mat beneath your seat. Allow your knees to fall open and the bottoms of your feet to touch. For the upper body, your fingertips come behind your head with your elbows spread wide. Be mindful not to be pulling on the mat and keep the elbows nice and wide. Sometimes it helps to imagine you're holding a piece of fruit, like an orange or an apple, underneath your throat. Breathe in, or under your chin at your throat. Breathe in, and as you exhale, crunch up. Inhale, lower, and exhale, lift. Now, some people want a little bit more. We're doing these for 20 to 30 seconds. That's plenty of work, but if you want a little more, you might lift your feet up off the mat, adding some low abdominal work to the practice. You got it. You're already halfway. 10 seconds on the clock. It's important to exhale as you lift because you pull the belly in, and you want your belly to pull in rather than be strong sticking out, unless, of course, you're pregnant or have a baby growing in there. Oh, almost there. Last 3. Looking good. 2. So strong. 1, isometric hold. Ooh, holding for 3, 2, 1, release. Take a full body stretch once again. Take your arms over your head and your toes out toward, there you go, the other end of the room. Breathe in, and as you exhale, draw your knees back into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Holding your knees at your chest. Moving into Yogi Bicycles. Take your fingertips again behind your head, elbows wide. Extend your left leg at an angle, hovering over the mat, not touching. Good. Breathe in, and as you exhale, lift and twist to the right. Connect your left elbow to the right knee. Inhale back to center, and exhale, switch sides. We'll also do these for about 30 seconds. It's important, again, that you're inhaling to center and you're exhaling to twist. Awesome. Going slow is strong. Whipping through them quickly is just using momentum. So as she moves with each breath, she's building core strength. You're almost there. Last 10 seconds. Her abdominals, the oblique muscles as she twists are getting really strong, looking so good. 3, almost there, you got it. 2, and we'll end with right elbow to left knee to keep it even. 1, good. Take a release, full body stretch. Let's stretch your arms overhead and get you here. Woo, good work. And then exhale your knees back into your heart center. Give yourself a squeeze. Rock gently side to side. Massage your lower back. Feels good. Then tuck your fingertips behind your kneecaps and kick your feet over your head. Rock 3 times along the length of your spine. On your third roll, come to seated. As you're seated on the mat with your feet touching the mat and your knees in the air, you're in the perfect position for Navasana boat pose. To find boat pose, roll your shoulders down and back. Nice. You might begin to extend your arms forward. You can lift your legs off the mat. There's all these layers. Feel your body. What's the best place for you? Maybe straightening the legs if you want. There's lots of different places. The arms can go forward, they can go high, they can go out to the side. Whatever you want to do. We're holding here just a little longer. So strong. Are you breathing? Keep breathing. Last 3, 2, 1. Lower slow with control. Arms overhead. Toes reaching out. Full body stretch. Ooh, breathe in. And as you exhale, draw your knees up into your chest, give yourself a little squeeze. Might feel good to rock gently side to side. And then change direction, rock 3 times along the length of your spine. And on your third roll, cross your ankles, plant your palms at the top of the mat, and step back to plank and flow through high to low plank. Of course, you can skip it and wait in down dog. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Nicely done. Inhale, take your right leg high. Exhale, step it through low lunge. Inhale, rise to crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana in Sanskrit. In crescent lunge, you want to align your right knee over your right ankle. Your back leg is strong and straight, or sometimes it's best to modify by lowering to the back knee. So keep that in mind if you're practicing at home and you need a little less intensity, you could lower the back knee. We're here for about 3 breaths. Try to bump your right hip back, left hip forward, squaring your hips with the wall. Excellent. Breathe in. As you exhale, bring your hands to heart center in prayer. Into crescent twist, inhale and exhale, twist right. Connect your left elbow to the outside of the right knee or thigh. If you're struggling with this movement, you can lower to the back knee. If your back knee is not on the mat, keep that back leg strong and straight. With every inhale, you lengthen your spine. With every exhale, you twist a little bit more. You inhale to create length in the spine and the body. You exhale to twist deeper. 1 more deep breath in, and as you breathe out, release your hands to the inside of your right foot for runner's lunge. Toe heel your right foot to the upper right corner of the mat, forward and out. Lower your left knee or not. Keeping the left knee lifted is more work, so you choose. Lower to your forearms if you have space to do so. There you go. Now that you're in this posture, if you've chosen to keep the back knee lifted, keep your head lifted and work the strength of this posture. If your back knee is on the mat, then let your head just hang and allow this to be a moment where you just pause and you rest. One of the things that sometimes feels good is to roll to the knife edge of the front right foot and get a little more of a hip stretch there. Primarily, I'm hoping you're feeling the stretch through the front of the left hip, the hip flexor muscles, they short and tight, all the sitting we have to do these days. So good for us, we're getting up there on our mats, moving around and stretching and building some strength. Are you ready to get back to work? All right, let's do it. Moving to side plank. To do so, come to your palms. Peel the back knee off the mat. Step your right foot next to your left foot, side by side, touching at the back of the mat. Place your left palm at the center of the mat and spin open to reach your right hand high. Stack your shoulders, stack your hips. You can lower the left knee as needed to modify, or lift the right leg for an extra challenge for 3. So strong, beautiful. 2, 1, come back down, plank. So you can wait down dog or cycle through high to low plank. Breathe into upward facing dog, breathe out to downward facing dog. Same thing, second side. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, step through to low lunge. Inhale, rise to crescent lunge. Now remember what you did on the first side, match it here on the second. If you came to the back knee, do so here as well. Both arms are reaching high like they do in mountain pose. Palms turn in toward each other and the shoulders relax down. You look great, so strong. We're here for 3 to 5 breaths, balancing right and left side body in this pose. Try to square your shoulders with the back wall. There you go, looking good. Breathe in. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart space. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist left. Connect your right elbow to the outside of the left knee or thigh. You can lower to the back knee as needed. Breathe in, lengthen, and exhale, twist. Try to bring your hands closer and closer to your heart. They tend to want to be toward that upper shoulder, so every exhale is a chance to deepen the pose. With every inhale, you stretch and lengthen. With every exhale, you twist deeper. 1 more deep breath in, and as you exhale, release your hands to the mat on the inside of the left foot. Toe heel your left foot to the upper left corner of the mat. Match the first side by lowering to the right knee and lowering to your forearms. Let your head just hang heavy, let it go. And you seem to enjoy that other stretch, so doing it on side 2, the left knee falls open slightly. You're feeling the stretch now in the front of the right hip. But hey, if you feel something somewhere else in your body, it's good as long as you're present, associated with what's happening in your body, doing what feels best for you always. Looking good, looking strong, and taking a moment to stretch. And let's get back to work. Moving to side plank, side 2. Start to make your way up to your palms. Peel the back right knee off the mat. Step your left foot next to the right foot, side by side together, touching for side plank. Place your right palm at the center of the mat, directly beneath the right shoulder, and spin open. Reach your left hand high. Be watchful that the right hand is in forward of the shoulder. That can put undue stress. And match side 1 and side 2, maybe lifting that back leg for 3, 2, 1. Bring it back down. High plank, good work. High to low, or waiting down dog. Breathe into up dog, and let's meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, step or hop to forward fold. Please have your feet together. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana, sit deep and reach high. I'm gonna help you out just a little here, I gotcha. Now bring your hands to heart center in prayer, breathe in, and exhale, twist to the right. Nice, so keep your knees together side by side, and the hips are level. We create a twist by taking the hip girdle and keeping it in this position, as I'm helping her do, and then turning through the shoulders. Every inhale, she lengthens. Every exhale, she twists, looking good. One more big breath in. Twist deeper on your exhale. Begin to slowly unravel as you inhale and exhale to forward fold. Moving into Gorilla Padahastasana. Separate your feet hip distance apart. Lift your toes. Slide your palms face up beneath your feet. Palms touch the bottoms of the feet. Pada means foot in Sanskrit. Hasta means hand. Padahastasana. Both hands and feet are touching. To work Gorilla Pose, you breathe in, and as you exhale, fold deep, taking your elbows out to the sides. Awesome. Breathe in. Exhale, go just a little deeper. Oh, so good. One more time. Deep breath in. Full breath out. This connection of the hands and feet, start to release. Soften your knees. Is great for all those push-ups we've been doing. We're turning the hands. There you go. Bring your feet together to touch. So we gave a little massage to the wrists. Inhale, chair pose. Sit deep, reach high. Since I messed with you on side 1, I got to do so on side 2. Here we go. Exhale, twist to the left. Sit back. I gotcha. Bring your right elbow to the left knee or thigh. Knees are together, touching. You got it, Victoria. Awesome. Start to maybe elevate the lifted elbow just a little while staying soft through the shoulders. Breathe and lengthen. Exhale, twist. So good. Try to bring your hands closer and closer to your sternum, to your breastbone. One more. Breathe in. Deepest twist on your exhale. So good. Inhale. Exhale, release. Forward fold. Awesome. Come on down to seated on your mat. We're going to move into Bakasana, crow pose. And I say the Sanskrit Bakasana like that because it helps me remember the Sanskrit word for crow pose. This posture I will demonstrate, and I know she's got an amazing crow pose as well. To get into crow, I get into a little squat, palms on the mat. My knees, I like to bring them onto the back of my arms. If you're lucky to have long legs, you might find it works better with your knees outside of the arms. Totally fine to do it that way as well. So my palms are shoulder width apart. I bend my elbows just like I do when I do push-ups, yoga push-ups. Then I shift my center of gravity forward. I keep my gaze lifted. If I tuck my chin, I might do a forward fold, and that would not be what I'm looking for here. I'll lift one foot at a time. And if I'm feeling it today, I might lift both. Some days I challenge myself to count how many breaths I can hold the posture. Maybe do that for yourself. Are you ready, Victoria? She rocks this pose. Go for it, little lady. You got it. So she'll bring her hands to the mat. She'll get into a little bit of Malasana squat. Squatting down. Malasana is just that squat pose. The knees to the back of her arms. Gaze is forward. It's really core strength. She's pulling her belly up and in. It feels like arm work, I know at first, but when you get stronger and stronger in your core, it almost feels like you're flying. And the muscle in action is called Uddiyana Bandha, which means upward lifting energy. When you've had enough of your crow, you can come down to rest in child's pose. Please feel free to grab water, towel off if you need to. Just take a moment, take a little break, take care of yourself. Always do what's best for you. And doing what's best for you on the yoga mat teaches you to do what's best for you in your life off the mat as well. So as she comes back to child's pose, she's kind of settling in. It's almost as if the yoga class is starting again. We're in child's pose once again. A chance to reconnect, to connect with your breath, to notice what you feel in your body, to observe what feels different. You're probably certainly getting kind of sweaty by now, and that's good. Sweating is good for you. It's healthy, it releases toxins, moves energy around in your body to breathe and move like this. With your next inhale, rise up to tabletop. Come onto your hands and your knees. Breathe in, curl your toes under and breathe out to downward facing dog. Here we are again. Just check it out. How does it feel? One way to check your alignment in downward facing dog is to shift forward to high plank. Let me ask you to do that. If you shift to high plank and you feel like you have to walk your hands forward or your feet back, then lengthen it out a little bit more. Yeah. Breathe in and then breathe out to downward facing dog once again. It's a longer stance, isn't it? It's more challenging. It's okay to step the feet forward as needed. Breathe in, look to the top of the mat, and exhale, step to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit deep, reach high, moving into balance. Eagle pose, Garudasana, right arm under left, crossing at the elbows. And inhale your right leg over your left leg, crossing at the thighs and knees, maybe even curling your toes around. Eagle pose reminds us of the concept of drishti gaze. Drishti gaze is single-pointed. It's intense and soft at the same time. Looking at one single spot on the wall that's not wavering, not moving, will help you balance, and so will breathing. Keep breathing. So strong. Breathe in, unravel back to chair, reach your arms high, sit deep. Eagle side 2, left arm under right, crossing at the elbows. Palms touch, your hands can come to the shoulders. Shift to the right foot and inhale your left leg over your right, crossing snugly at the knees and thighs. Some of us have our feet hanging around, others can hook their toes, and it's okay to touch your foot down. Those are all options in this strong pose. Keep dialing the left hip back slightly. Align your knees and elbows with your belly button. So good, you got it. Breathe in, unravel, come all the way up to mountain, circling your arms high, stand tall. Moving into dancers, lower your right elbow to your right hip with your palm open. Shift to your left foot, kick your right foot into your seat and grab it. Grabbing the inner arch of your foot with an open palm. If you curl the arm under, you're losing movement, you're losing range of motion. Squeeze your knees together and then kick your right foot back as your left hand reaches forward. Keep your gaze lifted so that your neck is also a part of the beautiful bow and the arm is getting a good stretch. Nicely done. Beautiful. Breathe in, rise up. Breathe out. Inhale, mountain. Second side, left elbow to the left hip. Shift onto your right foot, kick your left foot into your seat and grab it. Squeeze your knees together and you're there. Find this. This is the pose. Making it a little deeper when you're ready. You kick the left foot back. It's the action of kicking back that creates this posture. Reaching your right hand forward is the natural momentum, the movement of the pose. If you fall out of a pose, it's okay. We all do. You just come back to it. So good. Nicely done. Breathe in, rise up and release. Breathe out. As you inhale, sweep your arms overhead, bring your palms to touch. Exhale to Samastiti, hands through heart center, standing at attention, close your eyes, or gaze softly down over your fingertips. Just pause for a moment. Remember our inspiration for class. I offered an intention of finding peace in this time of chaos and stress. What does peace mean to you? What could you do to cultivate peace in your life off the mat today? Take a moment to reflect on that. And then slowly blink your eyes open, find your drishti focus. Moving into tree vrikshasana, shift to your left foot, turn your right foot out. Connect your right foot at the calf or inner thigh. You might need to reach your hand down, bring the foot up. Your hands can stay at heart center. You can grow your branches, your arms can go in any way you want. When we balance, we're stable and firm from the hips down. The waistline up can be expressive and creative. You feel grounded like a tree growing roots into the ground, here through the left foot. Feel your breath flowing. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, start to bring your hands back to your heart space. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, lower your right foot to the mat. Moving into vrikshasana, tree side 2, shift to the right foot, turn your left foot out. Place your left foot in the same location on the other leg. Yes. So wherever your foot was on the first side, bring it to the second. Do whatever you wish with your upper body. As she stretches her arms overhead in any way, we want to remain a little soft, maybe checking in with the muscles of your face and your shoulders. Rather than clenching your jaw, relax. Enjoy the pose. Feel the growth, the relationship, your breath. When we breathe in oxygen, we breathe out carbon dioxide. Trees breathe out carbon dioxide, they breathe in oxygen. Every breath you take is related to the plants on our beautiful planet. Release slowly, hands through heart center. And exhale your left foot down to your yoga mat. Let's flow. Inhale, mountain Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasan. Inhale, upward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, downward facing dog. Ooh. Here we are in downward facing dog once again. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior one. As you rise up, the trick in this pose to make it warrior one is to press your back heel to the mat. You roll toward the knife edge of the back foot a little bit. In order to get the heel down, the back left foot is pointed inward slightly toward the upper left corner of the mat. The front right knee is aligned directly over the front right ankle. Looking great. Breathe in. As you exhale, open up to warrior two. Inhale, straighten your right leg. For triangle, exhale, reach forward, tilt over. In triangle, both legs are strong and straight, creating a triangular shape with the legs on the floor. In this posture, we're creating an extension through the body and a lovely stretch in the lower back. So she can feel that extra lift as she reaches and stretches and breathes. Make any subtle adjustments so that you can align your body against an imaginary wall behind you. Beautifully done. Breathe in. Breathe out. Gorgeous. Inhale, rise up. Pivot your right foot inward for wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita, Padottanasana, both palms face the earth. Breathe in, maybe flip them up, open your heart up. Beautiful, exhale, wide-legged forward fold, stretching all the way down. In this posture, you will try to align your hips with your ankles. We tend to have the booty kind of shifting back. So as you bring the weight more toward the balls of your feet, you're going to feel more stretch in the back of your legs. Really good. I know you like to bust out a headstand. You want to go for it? No? Yeah, I'm here. I'll be here to spot you. I know you got this. So those of you feeling really powerful, I love your inversions. Maybe bust into your headstand pose, just like this. And when you're ready to release, you come down with control. How you get in and out of a pose is just as important as what happens once you get there. Control, awareness, mindful. Sweep your arms out wide like the letter T. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale to warrior two. Hold as you breathe in. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back high to low plank. Remembering that you can skip the push-up. There's the Ekapada, so strong, one leg lifted. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, side two. Inhale, left leg high, exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Checking in with the low body, looking good. Your shoulders are square, there you go, even with the hips, both arms reaching high, shoulders relaxed down. You can feel a slight back bend in this posture. Feeling your breath in your body, feeling the powerful stance Virabhadrasana 1 offers you. Breathe in. Exhale opens you up to warrior two, spin it out. Breathe in, straighten your left leg. As you exhale, reach forward, tilt over. Trikonasana, triangle posture, side two. We've got the triangle shape with the mat and the legs, but we've also got the left leg, torso, and left arm creating a triangle in this pose. This is a great stretch for your lower back. You can feel extended through your spine, extended from fingertip to fingertip. The challenge is to look up at the right hand. She's got it. Breathe in. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, rise up. Pivot your left foot in. Put your hands behind your back and clasp them at your tail. Breathe in to stretch your heart open, maybe even looking up. Nice. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold with a little bind. With the arms behind your head and your head dropping low, you work towards stretching your arms away from your tail. Really good. Maybe double check, where's the body weight distribution shifting? Yes, just slightly forward. Beautifully done. One more deep breath in. Stay there as you breathe out. Good. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale to warrior two. Hold for your inhalation. Exhale, hands to the left mat. Last flow, high to low plank. Breathe into upward facing dog. Breathe out to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, shift forward to high plank, top of a push-up. With core control, slowly lower all the way down to your mat. Rest your left cheek on the mat. Rest your arms by your side. Just breathe. Moving into our spine strengthening sequence next, but take a moment for yourself. Just breathe. Low back pain or back pain, is a challenge for us. Most people, in fact, the American Chiropractic Association says that 80% of all people in the United States will at some point have back pain. These postures, these next few postures, are said to strengthen the muscles that support the back and help alleviate the incidence of back pain. I hope you feel the benefits as we move into our first one, revisiting Cobra Pose. Please bring your chin to the mat, place your palms by your shoulders or your chest with your elbows in the air like grasshopper legs. Zip your legs together, one cobra snake tail. Feel the tops of your feet pressed to the mat, maintain that connection. Breathe in, lift your head up, heart up, hands up off the mat. Squeezing your shoulder blades together behind you, retract them toward one another. Lift a little higher with each breath in. And as you exhale, release all the way down, relax your arms by your side. And gaze to the left with your right cheek on the floor, mat, or towel. Give you a funny little massage for your feet. It feels weird and wonderful as long as you're not wearing any toe rings. Alrighty. Moving on, Salabhasana, Locust Pose. Bring your chin to the mat and sweep your arms out like the letter T. And with your next breath in, lift up, fly up, legs up, arms up, chest up. Try opening your heart up more by lifting your thumbs toward the ceiling and squeezing your arms back. 2 more breaths here. This is a common place for people to hold their breath. Check in with yourself. Are you breathing? Keep breathing. And then your next exhale, lower all the way down. Left cheek to the mat, look to the right. Arms relaxed by your side. Just let it go. Breathe. If you are really tight in your lower back and back bends are difficult for you, if you have some bulging discs in your back, you might choose to opt out of these next 2 back bends. If not, they're a really great stretch. Let's start with floor bow. Lean your chin to the mat, kick your feet into your seat, and reach back and grab your feet. With your next inhalation, push your feet away from your seat. It's the action of the legs that lifts you into the pose. Bring your neck into the bow by looking up. Work the posture by squeezing your knees closer to each other and kicking up high. 3, you got this, keep breathing. 2, 1, exhale, let it go, relax down, opposite cheek to the mat. I believe it's right cheek to the mat, looking to the left, just letting it go. How was that, okay? Doesn't that feel good? It's challenging and wonderful, but kind of intense for the back. 1 more back bend in the sequence. Camel pose, Ustrasana. Please come to standing on your knees. So palms beneath your shoulders as you push to tabletop. And then come to standing upright on your knees. Your knees and feet are hip distance apart. Your feet can be curled under like this or flat on the mat, your choice. Curling the toes under means a little less back bend if you want to try to grab your feet. Bring your hands to your lower back as if your fingers are just about to slide into your jeans pockets. Squeeze your elbows toward each other. This begins the heart opening process. Breathe in to look up and breathe out to begin to bend back. And as you bend back, you may or may not want to try reaching for your heels, maybe one hand at a time. Your hands open, your fingers on the inside, thumbs on the outside of the foot or the ankle. Once you make that connection, trust yourself, let your head drop back and push your hips forward. Maybe lift your ribcage a little toward the ceiling, elevating, so good. Coming out slowly, bring your hands onto your lower back, rise up. Draw your knees and thighs together, sit back on your heels, and then round over into an embryo version of child's pose. This version of child's pose, as you can see, is compact and rounded. I like it in this place because what it does is it counter stretches the spine, just giving it an opposite stretch of where you just were. A moment of calm, a moment to turn inward. Our practice is slowing down. Rise up and place your palms at the top of the mat. From tabletop, exhale to downward facing dog. Moving into Pigeon Pose. Half pigeon from this position. If you have challenges in the knees or hips, you can lie on your back and do it that way. Here we go. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale your right knee to your right wrist, same knee as wrist. Your right leg shin rests on the mat. It could rest across the front of the mat, or if you're really tight in that area of your body, your foot could be down towards your left hip in this pose. So you feel what feels right for you. Breathe in to lift up. Maybe take a moment to look back at your left foot. Make sure it's going straight back, looking good. Sometimes that foot sickles in a little bit. As you exhale, begin to bow forward to relax as far forward as you can. Your hips look good, they're nice and square. You're getting a deep stretch through the outside of the right leg. Just slowing down here, winding down. Pigeon pose can bring up feelings, emotions, and truly at this time in our country, in the world, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of anxiety. So if you feel something coming up for you, let it flow through you, let it flow out. It's okay. This is your time, this is your hour for you to connect, to be open to feeling what you feel, to being you alive, healing, and practicing yoga. Coming out of pigeon, slowly place your palms on the mat beneath your shoulders. Curl your left toes under and lift your right leg high into a three-legged dog. Give it a good stretch. Some people like to wiggle the knee in the air. Others like to flip their dog. If you're feeling like a wild thing, that's the name of that pose, you could flip your dog. It's a three-legged wheel, 2 feet, 1 hand. Really good. If your shoulder's tender, maybe skip that one. You want to be careful with your shoulders here. Nicely done. Let's flip it back over to downward facing dog and prepare for side 2. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana, that's a handful in Sanskrit. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale your left knee to your left wrist, shin resting on the mat. Try to match both sides of your body, even though you might feel a little different, try to make them both match. There you go. You're squaring your hips and shoulders, and your back foot extending straight back. Good, and then relax forward, coming down to your forearms, maybe coming down to your forehead. Finding a moment just to let go, to relax, to breathe, to feel. The body's so warmed up. This is a wonderful time to feel stretchy, to feel relaxed, to find space, to move into that space, to find tension and breathe it out and let go. Now begin to rise onto your palms. Curl your right toes under and send your left leg high into three-legged dog. Just like side 1, lift the left knee into the air, maybe make some little circles, and you did it on side 1, go for it on side 2. Flip that dog, create a wild thing. Feels good, heart opening, back bending. Go ahead and flip it back over. This is your last downward facing dog of the practice. Just pause to notice, how does it feel in the back of your legs? Are your heels closer to the ground? Do your arms begin to tremble? We did a lot of strong arm work today. You're building strength. If you're trembling, that's a good sign you're working hard. You're growing, you're changing. Breathe in and look to the top of the mat, and as you exhale, step all the way through to seated on your mat. When you sit down, you want to check that you have enough mat behind you, as we'll lay in Shavasana in a little while. We're not ready yet. So I like to extend the feet off the front of the mat. Try that for yourself if you need that extra length. You can pull the fleshy part of your tush back a little bit. You want to feel your sits bones connected to the mat. That's the lowest part of your pelvis, those little pointy bones. From there, breathe in and reach your arms high. Flex your feet. Toes pull back toward your shins. This is called dorsiflexion. Your knees can bend a little if you feel tight in your back. That's helpful. Breathe in to find length and breathe out, fold forward like a laptop hinge. And once you're there, you might grab your feet. Some people, their ankles, others, their knees. It's okay. This is your time. This is your practice. With every breath in, you might soften just a little. And with every breath out, you might go just a little deeper. Forward folds are opportunities to tune in, to turn in, to look within yourself for the answers to the questions that you might be asking yourself. Trust yourself. You know what's best for your life and your body more than anybody else. Breathe in to rise up to seated. Now here I'd like to have you put your feet on the mat, tuck your pelvis under a little bit, reach toward the back wall, and then slowly lower, or front wall, toward the wall. There you go, lower all the way down. Core control, snuck in a little extra core work. Draw your knees into your chest and into your heart. Let's move into happy baby. Reach between your legs and grab your feet. Pull your knees down towards your ribs and separate your feet so it feels like they're standing or looks like they're standing on the ceiling. From there, push as much of your tail to the mat. Now this is called dead bug's pose when you hold still. But if we want to rock side to side, it becomes playful happy baby. In this position, you can keep the knees bent. You can straighten one leg at a time. Some really stretchy people like to straighten both legs. Just be playful, take yourself light, have a little fun with this posture. And then come back to center and hug both knees back into your heart. Give them a squeeze. Good. From here, extend your left leg flat on the mat. Keep your right knee hugged in tight. Maybe even pull it to the right of the ribs, a little snug. There you go. Breathe in. As you exhale, guide your right leg to the left. To complete this final twist, turn your gaze to the right with your right palm open. If this is too strenuous, maybe stacking one knee on top of the other would be a little bit easier modification or option way to do it. May I adjust you here? All right. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. And then slowly begin to unravel, hug both knees into your heart. Give yourself a little squeeze, and let's change legs. Release the right leg down. Keep your left knee pulled in tight. Maybe pull it a little bit to the left of your ribs, a little extra stretch. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, guide your left leg over to the right, taking your twist the other way. Giving you that same adjustment to keep you balanced on both right and left sides of your body. Here we go. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Breathe in to unravel your twist, hug both knees into your heart. Give yourself a squeeze. Maybe pull your forehead up to touch your knees. Feel the tension and the strength required to hold that pose. Breathe it in. And as you exhale, let it all go. Just relax. Relax into Shavasana. Take up some space as much as you like. Let go of controlling your breath. Just let it flow. Try to keep your mind present by noticing any sensations that you feel in your body. And every time your mind wanders off, if it does, bring it back to the body and back to the natural rhythm of your breath. And find peace there and settle in and rest for 5 minutes. If you've got longer, stay longer. This is your time. Let it go. Relax. Time in our country, we could all use a little bit more tranquility, a little more peace. You have an amazing tool to bring peace into your body, into your mind, to relax your nervous system, and that's breathing. Pay attention, how are you breathing? Can you slow down your breath? And simply slowing down your breath helps to calm the nervous system. Simply focusing on your breath helps to quiet the fluctuations of your mind. Simply slowing down your breath brings prana, vitality, good energy into your body. Use your breath to gently wake up your body. Take a slow, deep inhale through your nose. And then open your mouth and let it flow out easy. Invite in light and playful movement. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Perhaps the eyes stay closed as you gently rock your head from side to stillness, take a full body stretch. Your legs will reach out toward the wall there and draw both knees into your heart space and give yourself a little squeeze. And from this loving embrace, roll to resting on the right side of your body. Soften, rest. And then placing your left hand in front of your heart, push up so we'll be seated, facing the film, facing the video. And bring your hands to prayer position in front of your heart. Gaze softly down over your fingertips. Maybe your eyes remain closed. The Sanskrit word for peace is shanti. We wish you shanti, shanti, peace. Peace for yourself, peace for your family and friends, peace for your community, peace for your country, and peace in our world. I hope our practice has brought you some peace. From my heart to yours, namaste. Namaste.